these sex tapes, involving people like Richard Branson, Prince Andrew. Again, his name keeps cropping up. Of course, he was a good friend of Jeffrey Epstein, and Bill Clinton. And she also says that Donald Trump, the former US president, had sex with many girls on the island.
Sex tapes were allegedly taken of Prince Andrew, Bill Clinton and Sir Richard Branson by Jeffrey Epstein. Now, these allegations come from Sarah Ransom, who says that she was a victim of Epstein. And we can talk to Sarah Baxter, the director of the Marie Colvin Center for International Reporting in New York City. Hello to you, Sarah.
Hello, John.
Sarah, can you weigh this up for us? What is the actual, the explosive capacity of these latest revelations or allegations?
I'd like to say that this is a bombshell report, but I'm not actually convinced it is. What we're seeing here are documents that were submitted in disclosures to court in the Jeffrey Epstein, Ghislaine Maxwell case. But the truth is they come from Sarah Ransom, who was undoubtedly one of the young women in Jeffrey Epstein's circle and on his island. She's got photographs to prove it. She actually told a reporter for the Post, New York Post, I should say, a tabloid, a few years ago, that there were these sex tapes, involving people like Richard Branson, Prince Andrew. Again, his name keeps cropping up. Of course, he was a good friend of Jeffrey Epstein, and Bill Clinton. And she also says that Donald Trump, the former US president, had sex with many girls on the island. And some of the graphic detail was given in these depositions. But that sounds incredible, doesn't it? It sounds, bombshell. But the same woman, Sarah Ransom, later retracted the allegations, ostensibly saying she feared for her family, but also said she'd made them up, and no evidence that there are these sex tapes has ever come forward.
Right. So it's on the one hand this allegation, on the other hand that rebuttal. Nothing conclusive here, although the allegation is pretty sensational, as you say.
Exactly right. We have to be careful with the batches of documents that are released. The judge took the view that there's no reason not to make them public. And of course, we're very familiar with the names. We know that Donald Trump, Bill Clinton, Prince Andrew were all part of Jeffrey Epstein's network of billionaires, politicians, and powerful people. And Donald Trump knew very well what Jeffrey Epstein's predilections were, because he's on the record as saying that he liked girls, he liked them somewhat on the young side. So these allegations have been going around for years, and in some ways they've been rather damaging. But for someone like Donald Trump, who used to host Miss Universe contests and all the rest, they've just sort of fallen off him, like they have so many people, so many allegations against him. And I'm sure he'll be saying that there's about as much truth to this tape as the other unseen tape that we never actually managed to get hold of, nobody in the world, which is the alleged Moscow infamous tape that was, came out in the run up to his first election campaign in 2016. So lots of smoke, no actual fire,
and no responses yet. Assuming there will be any responses from those big names that are mentioned here.
I think they're really just waiting for these last few documents to get released, these batches, and then hope the whole matter gets closed. But I don't think it will ever fully go away, because the Jeffrey Epstein's circle was just so incredible. It involved so many powerful men.
Yes.
And for some, they claim it was a sort of philosophy and political debating salon, but not the sort of ones that you or I might go to, John. So there are lots of young women surrounding them as they discuss these high matters. And one of the more credible allegations that Sarah Ransom makes in these batches of documents is that when these powerful people were given massages, that was a code for sex.
Sarah, as ever, really great to get your updates. Let us talk again soon. In fact, I'm sure as I can be that we will be talking again soon. Sarah Baxter in New York.